She wants this. It's a little treat that I get from the grocery store. It's a it's a bacon cheese flavored little treat, and she absolutely look at this. Look at that. All right. You did the trick, so you get the treat. All right. There you go, Rosie. There you go. Take it. All right. Good girl. How is everybody tonight? Let's see here. Emily, hello. Daylight savings is killing me. Trust me, I know. It's killing me too. Pen Prop, hello. Historic Kid, hello. Let's see. Godzilla, welcome back to the stream. Maritime History. Hi, Historic Travels. Today is Skatina's birthday. Who cares? Casey, hello. Sam, hello. Rosie, how are you? Bismarck, hello. What are you up to? Working on the second episode of Britannic. A little bit behind. I was really hoping to have that video done for Saturday evening, but I just got held up with stuff. But I'm working on it, and I'm shooting to release it Tuesday evening. So that's what's going on. And I cannot believe we're actually a minute in. I haven't had to turn on what's the word? Slow mode yet. Let's see. Krista, hey Sam, doing great. Went to Kon-Tiki Museum today and got a lot of images and bought a model of a raft. Might send it to your P.O. box. Awesome. Thank you. Dylan, remember me? Hi, Dylan. Henry, hey Sam, can you do a video on the Saul ferry sinking? It's already on the list. We're definitely going to get to that. Tiffany, hey Sam. Hey Tiffany, hope you're well. And okay, here we go. All right. We made a little bit of time before I did enable slow mode. Let's keep it at 30 seconds first and see how that goes. Oh, and I do have a surprise for everybody this evening. I actually went out, and I'm going to fold this so that nobody can read it, and I'm going to, you might be able to read it through the screen. Anyway, I've got a list here of questions that I'm going to do for the poll, or for the poll, but for the Q&A tonight. And I actually really worked hard on making some very difficult questions, so I'm curious how all of that will go down. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Tony, slow mode. Yeah, unfortunately. Let's see. Michael, I am working on a Lego Titanic. Awesome. Let's see. Zilla, what about your Titanic? Wait, what? What about Titanic is your favorite likes-wise? What about the Titanic is my favorite thing? Probably just the story around it. The Titanic is a disaster. It's a tragedy, but I'm fascinated around all the things that happened with it. Studying where this person was, what this person saw, what this person did. That's kind of my thing. That's what interests me about it. Jordan, hello, Sam. I want to ask you if you have time or you're not busy. I request you make a video about the real Jack Dawson. The real Jack Dawson. Wasn't his name James Dawson or something? I don't know anything about him. I don't think it was Jack. I think it was just Jay Dawson, but I haven't researched him. But I think it was James or something. It wasn't Jack. Let's see. Drew, hello, Sam. How are you doing today? Can you do a video about the Lizzie Borden house? Lizzie Borden house. Hang on. I know I've heard that before. Lizzie Borden house. Let's see. Lizzie Borden house. Lizzie Borden house. Her and her family lived for being a notorious 1892 unsolved double murder of Andrew and Abby Borden. It's located. Isn't this like a super haunted house or something like that? I feel like I've heard something about that. It was like crazy haunted or something. I need to research that. I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about it. Maybe I should do some other ghost stories besides the Queen Mary. Let's see. Morrison, Sam reading on a sea of glass. Sam reading on a sea of glass. I'm sorry. Did y'all need something? Let's see here. Joseph Dawson. Okay, Joseph Dawson. All right. Let's see. Bay, hello. It's been a long time since I was in a live stream. Welcome, Bay. I have a video suggestion. SS Berlin, because I live close to the place where it sank in the Netherlands. Let's see. The SS Berlin. I'm not that familiar with it. SS Berlin. Let's see here. The SS Berlin was a steel ship which was owned by the Great Eastern Railway and built for use on a ferry service. But what caused it to sink? You said it sunk. Of course, Wikipedia doesn't show me anything. SS Berlin. Hang on. Fate. Foundered on the 21st of February, 1907. But it's not immediately notable what caused it to sink. I'll research it. But hey, thank you so much for the video idea. Let's see here. Ricky, it's my birthday today. Ricky's birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to Ricky. Happy birthday, Ricky. Happy birthday, Ricky. Everybody say happy birthday to Ricky in the chat. Let's see. GT, since when was there ice cream on the Titanic? Was there ice cream on the Titanic? I have no idea. The Historic Kid, you were banned from the server? You were banned from the server? I don't know anything about that, man. we'll have to talk. I'll have to talk to the admins about it and find out what happened. Okay. So I don't know anything about that. I'm not online all the time. So we'll see. We'll see about it. I'll ask my admins about it and moderators about it after the live stream's over. Let's see. Zilla. Sorry. And what about, hang on. What about the Titanic is your favorite looks wise? Like the bow. Oh, like what is my favorite? You know what? My favorite thing about how the Titanic looks, I would have to say probably the 4 funnels. You know, I love the 4 funnel design on ships. I think that's probably my favorite thing. And our first super chat of the night, Uncover the News 5. Thank you so much. Can you do a video on the 2 kidnapped children surviving the sinking of the Titanic? Michelle Marcel and Edmund Roger Navarro? I have actually never heard of this. Hang on a second. 2 kidnapped children on the Titanic. I have never even heard of this. 2 kidnapped children on Titanic. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Along with his brother, Edmund, 1972, were known as Titanic orphans, having been the only children rescued without a parent or guardian. 2 kidnapped children on the Titanic. Okay, so I've seen this picture before, but why were they kidnapped? 2 kidnapped children survived the sinking. The Navarro brothers had been taken by their father in custody of the kidnapping. Oh, their father took them, and I'm guessing there was like a trial or something. Huh. Interesting. I've seen this picture before, but I didn't know that they were kidnapped children. I'm definitely going to look into this. Definitely. I'm adding this to honestly, I like that idea so much. That may be a video in the very, very near future, maybe right after the Britannic episode. I really like that. I didn't know anything about it. Thank you for telling me about that. I've seen that picture before, but I have never heard of them. Let's see. Titanic kidnapped children. All right, I got it. Thank you so much, Uncover the News. That was a huge help. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Krista, Sam, do you think you're going to travel to another place on Earth using the spaceship or SpaceX Starship rocket? That would be really cool. Probably not in the next. I doubt that'll take off for probably 20 years at least, but I would definitely like to check it out. I would love to go to space at some point in my life, but who knows if it'll happen. Let's see. Cassie10, thank you so much. I remember when you were talking in the DMs about the Lego Titanic review, and you said your family was able to snatch one up. Working on my set now. Also, when do you think you'll be able to upload your review? Okay, so yeah, my family was able to surprise me with a Lego Titanic piece. You all have to thank my dad for that, because so the evening after, or no, the next day after Lego Titanic came out, I think I actually forgot it came out or something. And when I checked it the next day, it was already sold out. And then it turns out my mother told me that my dad stayed up long into the night, and I think whatever time it went up, and he was able to get one. I mean, honestly, I cannot believe my parents did that for me. Like that blows my mind. So what we're going to do is we're all going to build it as a family. Like we're all going to work together on everything. And sure, I'll film it. I'll do some documentation on it. And then there are going to be some videos on it after that. So I'd say probably in the next month or so. That's when I'll do it. But hey, thank you for the 10, Cassie. I appreciate you. Let's see. Casey, I have gotten interested in ships when I was in the 5th grade, and I read a book called Finding the Wreck of the Titanic, and that interested me in ships. A lot of people got into ships because of Titanic, you know? That's really cool. Ryan, the message in the bottles, looking at the note, the date looks like 10/4/1912. In Europe, the month and day are swapped, which makes the bottle written the day the Titanic set sail. You know, I did notice that. I didn't know that the dates were swapped, but I kind of had a feeling about that. But I dismissed the whole 4/10 thing because he wasn't on the Titanic yet. He didn't board the ship until the 11th. So I'm like, that can't be 10 unless he wrote it early and was like planning ahead for it. But I don't know. That's the reason why I didn't think that was 4/10, was because the ship didn't get to Queenstown until the 11th. So let's see. Taylor, he might have written it on the night before, but why wouldn't he put the 11th though? I mean, maybe he was just planning ahead to throw it overboard. I don't know. So many questions. The funeral. Have you ever played Titanic Adventure Out of Time? When I was a kid, when I was very young is when I played that. When I was very, very young. I remember it was a little bit complicated for me at the time. So I really wanted to get to the sinking, and my mother helped me get to the sinking part. And it's so funny because she told me the night after she beat the game, she had a bad dream that she was on a speedboat and we hit an iceberg and sank. Let's see. Jenny the cat. Oh, boy. Hey, Sam, have you heard about the urban legend about the Polybus arcade game? Yes, I have. I have talked about being, I like video game stuff a little bit. And for those of you who don't know, apparently it's a conspiracy game where the government brainwashed people who played it. It's from like the 1980s, I believe. But yes, I know what it is. I know what it is. Maritime history, historic travels. You have to check out the RMS Lancrestia. It is Britain's worst maritime disaster with 4,000 dead. I have Lancastria. I have never heard of it. Let's see. Hang on. Let's do a quick little Google here. The RMS Lancastria, British ocean liner requisitioned by the UK government during the Second World War, was sunk on June 17, 1940 during Operation Ariel, having received emergency orders. What was it? Was it torpedoed? I'm assuming it was. Fate, sunk by an air attack on June 17, 1940. Okay, I will definitely research this. I'm not familiar with it, but holy cow, that many people died. Dang on. I'll definitely look into this, though, and thank you so much for the video idea. I will add this to the list right now. I was also thinking about doing a video on Mr. Hershey, like from Hershey Chocolate, because, you know, he was due to sail on the Titanic, but he didn't go. Let's see here. Nate, hey, Sam, do you hate government theories? Government theories, like conspiracy theories about the government? Taylor, have you ever thought about doing a video on the firearms the officers would have had during the sinking? Not really, because the Titanic's officers, they weren't issued firearms. All the firearms that they had, you know, they brought on by themselves. So, I mean, maybe I could talk about that a little bit, but I kind of touched on it a bit in, like, I believe it was my Titanic did an officer on the Titanic commit suicide, but I'm not sure. I'd have to research it a little bit. We got another 5 from Joseph. Have you ever seen A Night to Remember and think about it? Have you ever seen A Night to Remember and think about it? A Night to Remember, like the movie, like the one from the 50s. I haven't seen it from start to finish, but I've seen most of it. You know, I haven't sat down and watched but thank you for the 5, by the way. But I haven't sat down and watched it all the way through. I've seen most of it, though. But yes, it's a good movie and very accurate for the time, you know? Very, very accurate for what we knew at the time. Honestly, it's kind of freaky how much stuff they got right in that movie, considering how they didn't have access to all the information, you know, at the time. Oh boy, Cold Night is here. Cold Night is here. Everybody, shh. Cold Night is here. Shh. In case you don't know, Cold Night's in my Discord, and she loves to give me a hard time with stuff. She loves to mess with me, so returning the favor. Hey, Cold, welcome to the stream. Let's see here. Oh, contacts are drying up on me. Let's see, Mr. Wilson. Will you do a video on Jack the Reaper, Reaper murders? That's not really. I don't know if I said that right. I don't really know if that's my thing. You know, I don't usually talk about criminal stuff or anything like that. So, but maybe one of these days. Let's see, Cold Night, rude. Hey, Cold, just returning the favor. Cold, I thought you were HR. Wait a minute, Cold Night is HR in my Discord. So Cold Night should be, boop, there we go. Cold Night, you are officially HR. You are now a moderator in the chat. There you go, Cold. So now your HR status in my Discord is now official in the live stream chat. Let's see. Knight, historic travels. Would you rather route on the Titan, Olympic, or Britannic if none of them sank? The Titan. Are you talking about the ship in the book, or are you talking about the Titanic? If I lived at the time, probably the Olympic, because I'd like to sail on the first one. Let's see. Tony T. Nice. Oh, excuse me. I had a lot of ramen tonight. There we go. Benjamin, the U-boat that was sunk by a toilet flush. How about you? Yes, I definitely need to talk about that. There was a U-boat that was sunk by a toilet flush. I heard something about that. I don't know the whole story. But apparently, U-boats at the time, in the early 1900s, you could only flush a toilet on a submarine or a U-boat while it was while it was on the surface. If you tried to flush a U-boat toilet while the submarine was underwater, the pressure differences would actually cause the toilet's contents to shoot back up at you. And this tended to happen a lot to people who were green on U-boats, you know, first timers on U-boats. And a lot of the sailors on board the U-boat, the official term for this, or slang term, I guess, they said that if your toilet stuff came back and hit you, it was called a U-boat baptism. Good grief, a U-boat baptism. Who comes up with this crap? Literally. Can you imagine how awful that would be? Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Oh, Love Monkey 5. Thank you so much. I loved your vid of the reading the mail and trying your new camera. I'm glad you got an upgrade. Honestly, I am very skeptical. Well, thank you for the 5, but I'm very skeptical about that new camera. I mean, what do you all think in the chat? Did you all like the video quality on the old or the new camera? Like, I know the picture was dark, so don't comment on that. But what did you think of the audio? Because it was the audio that was the biggest concern to me. Was it just, I figured out how to adjust it, but y'all didn't like it. Y'all thought the old camera was better. That's kind of where I'm leaning towards. I think I'm just going to take that camera back. So old cam. The new was blurry. Yeah. Just goes to show you that sometimes the simple stuff is the audio sounded way different. Yeah. Tony T, to be honest, I didn't see any great improvement with the new camera. Yeah. I think I am going to take it back because it definitely wasn't worth the price I paid for it. Lusitania, any ideas on the full story of Pearl Harbor? That is definitely something I'm definitely going to cover. Maritime history. Sorry, Sam, the old cam is better. Yep, I think so too. I'm going to take it back, and I checked the return window on that camera, and thank God for holiday returns. So I have up until January to take the camera back, so we're good. I will take it back. Apollo, what about Dunkirk? Will there ever be a video on that? Already did it. There is a video on Dunkirk on my channel. Let's see. Jordan, Sam, do you know about Father Thomas Biles? Biles conducted church services for those on board. Last word, for the former world has passed away. Sadly, he died. Last for the former world. Oh, so was he the one who led that choir at the back of the ship? Back at the ship for right during the final plunge. I haven't researched it, but I believe that there was a big group of people near the ship's stern towards the end. And there was a pastor reading from the book of Revelation as the final plunge was beginning. I haven't researched it. I don't know how true and accurate the story is, but I'm assuming that's who you were talking about. He read the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and that's all those verses. Jordan, yes, he is also in the movie and praying and almost crying. All right, cool. Let's see. Everyone on 3 gives Sam a thumbs up. 1, 2, 3, nothing. Oh, thanks, Pen Prop. I appreciate you. Aiden, can you do a video on the 2000 Britannic sinking theory? I don't know what you're talking about. A Britannic sinking theory. I didn't know that there were multiple sinking theories around the Britannic. I thought there was just the one with the mine explosion. Let's see. Mr. Wilson, the year is 1911. If you would have been a normal man in the dominant years of ships like Olympic, Mauritania, would have you shipped with one of them? If yes, which one? I'm guessing you mean would I have sailed with one of them? I mentioned that earlier, probably the Olympic. I think the Olympics were awesome. I think the Olympic was an awesome ship. If I was really into ocean liners, I'd like to sail in all 3 of the Olympic class, but I don't know. The Cunard ships are pretty too. The Cunard ships were definitely pretty ships. Holy cow, look at all these thumbs up. What the heck? Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you. GTA, can I get a Discord invite? I will post it in my community page after the live stream's over. I guess I just need to keep doing that. Let's see here. Jay, 7 days until Britannic's anniversary. I know I'm going to try to get done with my series before that, but I doubt it's going to happen. Excuse me. Actually, Britannic's anniversary comes up on the 21st. So that's the day I do a live stream. So maybe somebody else mentioned this during my last live stream. Maybe I should do a gameplays live streaming of me playing the Britannic game, like stream myself playing the game and all that, and do it during the anniversary of the sinking. Like actually try to coordinate the times and do it all like that. Kind of like how Tom Linsky does his Titanic Honor and Glory stuff. I do something like that for the Britannic anniversary. Only thing is I'm not anywhere near as familiar with the Britannic sinking stuff as I am the Titanic. I know a fair amount, but let's see here. Cats are cool. I do like cats. You started 18 minutes ago. Lol. The same amount of time it took Lusitania to sink. Maritime history. How will you answer our questions then? Good point. If I'm playing the game, I won't be able to answer questions. I guess maybe I'll just have to glance over at the... I'll do it on my desktop or something like that, and then I'll just kind of glance over at my... I have 2 screens on my desktop, so I can just look over, check it, and then, I don't know. Maybe I'll do two live streams that day. We got another super chat, 7 from Cheryl. Thank you so much, but no question. Cheryl, I wish you would have asked a question, but thank you so much. Let's see here. Ashton, hi. Hi, Ashton. Cold Night, how's the new Battlefield? A lot of fun. It's got some glitches in it, but it's a pretty good game. Let's see. Clary, how do you feel about ships being raised, Sam? As long as they do it, it depends on the ship. Depends on the ship. Depends on what happened to it. I understand the argument around, that they're tombs and stuff, and you need to treat them as such. But if you can treat them with respect and stuff like that, it depends on the ship. It depends on the story. It depends on the circumstances. Like raising the Hunley, the Civil War submarine. Like it's technically a shipwreck. It is a shipwreck, but they raised it, and look at how much information we got out of it. And I believe they gave all the men inside it proper burials. So, I mean, I see both sides of it. It depends on how they do it, and as long as they do it respectfully. But there's some ships and some stuff that I don't know. It depends on the circumstances. That's the best way I can describe it. It just depends on the circumstances. Let's see here. Chista, can you make a video about the Apollo 13 accident? Ooh, Apollo 13. Hang on. I haven't thought of this in such a long time. Let me know in the chat if I get this right. The men on the Apollo 13 were Jim Lovell, Jack Swigert. Who was the last one? Was it Fred Hayes? Am I right? Jim Lovell, Jack Swigert, and Fred Hayes. Is that right? Let me know in the chat. Did I get the 3 men on Apollo 13 right? I think I haven't thought about that in so long, but that's the name that's coming up to my head. Let's see. Maritime history. I don't know. Maritime history, you like ships, so you're supposed to know spaceships too. Jim Lovell, Jack Swigert, and Fred Hayes. All right, I got it. Nice. Nice. I was very interested in Apollo 13 when I was a kid in the space program. Let's see here. TV, will you ever do a video on the Andrea Doria? Absolutely. I'm going to do that. 6-1. We all used to the old cam, lol. Sam, can you do a video about the Soul Ferry? Yes, I'm definitely going to do that. I'm definitely going to do a video on that ferry. Thomas, we got 10. Thank you so much. How about a video on the SS Daniel J. Morrill or the SS Carl D. Bradley? The SS people have asked me about this before. I recognize the names, but I can't remember what they are. Hang on a second. Let me do the quick little Google, and thank you so much for the 10. I appreciate you. Let's see. The SS Daniel J. Morrill. This Daniel J. Morrill was a 603-foot Great Lakes oil ferry that broke up in a storm on Huron on November 29, 1966, taking with it 28 over 29 crewmen. The SS Daniel J. Morrill. Okay. Yes, somebody has mentioned this to me before, but I will go ahead and add it to the list again. And the SS Carl D. Bradley. Hang on a second. That was another freighter, I'm guessing. Let's see. Boom. I'm not an expert on the Great Lakes ships, but I do need to learn more about them. SS Carl D. Bradley. SS Carl D. Bradley. How crazy is it that the Anderson is still floating, The Anderson is still floating around, and the ship that was the last one to talk to the Edmund Fitzgerald. The SS Carl D. Bradley was self-unloading Great Lakes trade that sank in Lake Michigan in a storm on the 18th of November, 1958. Listen, Great Lakes are brutal on ships. I mean, good grief. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Alfie, Sam, you missed my super chat? Okay, Alfie, I'll go back and look. I will go back and look in a second, Alfie. It depends on how much you send and everything. If it was a $2 or $3 one, then, if I'm not paying attention, it just flies away before I notice. Hang on. Oh, there you are. Alfie, there you are. 2. Thank you so much. Sorry I missed that. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like if somebody sends me a $2 super chat, it shows up on my screen. Like I see it go past, but it doesn't stay where I can look at it later. If I just happen to be looking away when somebody sends it in, then I miss it. Anyway, Alfie, hey, Sam, can you cover the MTS Oceanus? Yes, absolutely. I'm absolutely going to talk about the Oceanus. Jesse Gillette did a really good video on the Oceanus, so I encourage you to go check that out. But the Oceanus is on my list. And that captain, oh, gosh, that captain's another piece of work. That's all I got to say. My sister is here. Rachel, welcome to the live stream. Who's a duck? Oh, I guess you're saying at duck. That's who you're talking to. Let's see. Rachel Pence. I'm good maritime history other than it's snowing? Seriously? And then right underneath this, there's another one that goes a guy that his name's Snowy. Sam, what about a video on the history of ships over time? Ooh, like a general overview excuse me, a general overview of the changing of ships throughout history. That would be very challenging to make, but it'd be interesting. Maybe I could fix it up a bit or like compress it a bit. Maybe do videos on the changes of ships from sailing ships over to steamships and talk about that. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I love it, idea. And of course, it gets super chats while I'm looking away. Jack 10, thank you so much. Sam, a miscellaneous video idea, but how about a video on the first transatlantic cable and the ships that were used to lay them down? Also, what are your thoughts on the British canal boats? British canal boats. Oh, but do the first transatlantic cable. I love it. That's an interesting idea. Do a video on the first transatlantic cable. Hang on, notes. Let's see. First transatlantic cable. Transatlantic cable. Okay, and how they laid all that and everything that happened with that at the time. All right, that's something I'm definitely going to do. And British canal boats. Hang on a second. Let's see. Google British canal boats. Hang on. British canal boats. I'm trying to think of what you're talking about here. The narrowboat. A narrowboat is a particular type of canal boat. What are canal boats? I'm not familiar with these. The narrowboat, is that what you're talking about? Narrowboat is a particular type of canal boat built to fit in the narrow locks of the United Kingdom. I'm not really familiar with this type of boat, though. That's the only thing. I mean, they look very narrow and very small, but I don't know anything about these. I'll have to research them a little bit, but I'm definitely going to do the transatlantic cable one. Thank you so much, Jack. Thank you so much for mentioning that to me, and thank you so much for the 10. Zach, 50, thank you so much. Wow, I really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the 50. Man, Zach, I wish you would have. Look, I appreciate you. But I wish you would have asked the question. Like, wow, that's one heck of a donation. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But I wish you would have asked the question, Zach. Anybody who supports me, I definitely want to answer a question for you. So, but Zach, thank you so much for the 50. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate you. But next time, ask a question, man, because I really want to. I want to give back to you. You know, everybody who's helped support me, I want to give back to them. You know. Thank you so much for that. We got Uncover the News again. 5. Titanic Celis Bricks wasn't officially declared dead until 2000. The French army even called him a deserter when he failed to show up and serve in World War I. Cellist? I like the cello. Hang on a second here. Let me see here. Titanic Cellist wasn't officially dead until Let me see what you're talking about here. I am not familiar with this. Cellist. Oh, the guy who played the cello. Okay, the cellist. Oh, cellist. Okay. He died April 15th, 1912. So he died on the Titanic. He was a member of the band, but he wasn't declared dead until 2000. What? Seriously? I'm gonna have to look this up. Okay. The Titanic's cellist. Titanic's cellist. OST wasn't dead till 2000. Story. All right, I'm going to look that up. Thank you so much, Uncover the News. I'm going to add that to the list right now. I super appreciate you, but no, I didn't know that. The French army even called him a deserter when he failed to show up in World War I. That's crazy. All right, I'm going to look into that. Thank you so much, Uncover the News. Okay, Ryan. And I got to Ryan. Okay. Woo. Ryan, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Thank you. 300. Wow. Okay. All right. I'm getting tongue tied now. All right, Ryan. Just thank you so much. Okay. Breathe. All right, Ryan. Just seriously, I don't know what to say. I just thank you. All right. Just thank you so much for that. Words can't describe how much I appreciate that. Just Ryan, thank you. Just thank you. All right, let me read what you got to say here. Facts. Edward Smith is way worse than Okay, I like how you make me very happy and hard to talk, and now you say that. Okay, I have to read. Is that why you did this? Is that why you did this, to make me cringe as I read your message? Facts. Edward Smith is way worse than... No, he's not. He's not worse than Scatino. And it was really the Olympic being mine, not Brit. Okay, Titanic was swapped with the Lusitania. Sam, all right. You know what? I'm just going to read this as you do, and I'm going to ignore the cringing, okay? Facts. Wasn't facts. Edward Smith is way worse than Scatino. No, he wasn't. And it was really the Olympic being mine, not Britannic. Wrong. Titanic was swapped with the Lusitania. That's even worse than the switch theory. How can you mix up the Titanic with the Lusitania? They look completely... Okay, Sam, just get through the message. Just get through the message. It was sunk by a U-boat manned by air in 1912, therefore causing a V break and killing everyone in the century. And the century's worth of information is wrong about them. One second. Okay. On that fun note, Ryan, way to make me happy and angry at the exact same time. So I was not expecting that in your message, but Ryan, thank you so much for the amazing super chat. Thank you for the message. Thank you for, I'm going to even thank you for making me cringe, but thank you so much, Ryan. Oh gosh, just thank you. Just thank you. I know you're, anyway, thank you, Ryan. Words can't thank you enough. We got another 5 from Gina. Thank you so much. You're number one. Gina, you're number one. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. I wish you would have asked a question. If you guys are going to donate, please ask a question. Please ask a question. We got Jean Marie. Hey, Sam, absolutely love your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate you. And we got a 10 from Olivia. Thank you so... Wait. Oh, hang on. Here's another one. We got... Oh, whoa. Hang on a second. I don't want to miss any super chats. We got Jonathan, 50. Welcome back to the stream, Jonathan. Evening, Sam. Just a heads up. I have an extra copy of the Unseen Britannic. Would you like me to ship it to you? Oh, that would be really cool. Yeah, if you'd love to send it to me, I'd love to check it out. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Thank you for the 50. I really appreciate you. That's seriously just, you know, I don't feel like what I say is thanks enough. I really don't. It's because of all of you that I've been able to do this for a job. And, you know, I want all of you to know how much all of your support means to me, just from the video ideas to the comments to the super chats. I mean, seriously, I wouldn't be here without all of you. I absolutely wouldn't. So just from the bottom of my heart, just thank you to all of you. Just no matter what you contribute. I mean, I appreciate all of you. I really, really do. I mean, just thank you to everybody. But yeah, Jonathan, if you would like, thank you for the 50. And if you would like to send me that movie, I would love to see it and love to read it. Be sure you write a note and tell me that it's you, because... Oh, it's my heater. Okay. I was like, what's vibrating? But yeah, just be sure you leave me a note and let me know that it's you. I really appreciate you. The Cutting Room Floor, 2, thank you so much. Happy Sunday. May Aaron 1912's PC get a virus. Absolutely. Or what was that other channel that he uses? Logan Paul University. For those of you who don't know, because I'm pretty sure a good number of you don't know who Aaron 1912 is, he's a guy who was going around on YouTube and he was claiming that the Titanic V broke and split in two like that and sunk, which makes no sense. But in order to give his claims some more merit or more credibility, he went around and started making bogus YouTube accounts, pretending that he was other people and that they agreed with him. So it's all him. And he even went so far as to create a college university YouTube channel where a professor from it agreed with him. I mean, seriously, he's the biggest joke. Cutting Room Floor, thank you for the 2. Let's see here. Olivia, 10. Thank you so much. So sorry I'm late. No problem, Olivia. I'm glad you're here. Question. Back in 1912, did ship companies just believe there will always be another ship close to other ships in the area for the lifeboats? Also, Aaron 19... Nice, Olivia. Nice joke. But yes, that was... Thank you for the 10. And you are right. That was kind of the whole running thing at the time, was that the big reason why the big reason why ships didn't have enough lifeboats for everybody on board is just because they didn't think they were needed. Because with how busy the transatlantic shipping lanes were, they always assumed that there would be another ship close by. And the idea is say that, let's do this. So let's say the Titanic is sinking and it's right here. And then it made contact with, I don't know, let's do the Mauritania. So the Titanic is sinking and it contacts the Mauritania. The idea is that there would always be a ship close enough to be able to help another ship. So the Titanic's here, it's sinking. Mauritania comes up. Both ships lower their lifeboats, and the lifeboats just ferry people back and forth, just like that. That was the whole idea at the time. Before Titanic, there hadn't been a major evacuation of a ship this big up to that point in that kind of a scenario. But now, I'm not saying that other ships didn't go down, but in a situation where you had to evacuate 2,200 people from a ship, just the Titanic type of situation hadn't happened yet. And there was another White Star Line ship called the Republic that sunk, was it 1908, 1910? I forget the year. Let me know in the chat what year the Republic sank. But anyway, because it had wireless on board, they were able to contact other ships, and the Republic didn't have enough lifeboats on board for everybody either, but other ships made it there, and they were able to ferry the boats back and forth. So, because it worked on the Republic, they assumed it would work on the Titanic. So, yes, that's kind of how all that happened. And we got Cheryl 7. Thank you so much. I wanted to ask you if you had any interest in learning Morse code after all your research. It's a fascinating way to communicate. I know one. Hang on a second. Where's? I don't know where it is. Hang on. Do I know Morse code? I know one tiny bit of Morse code. This is my iPad. And I have a Morse code app. So let's see. I know this. SOS. That's the only bit of Morse code that I know, but I would like to learn it. I really would like to learn it. I kind of fell off the whole learning Japanese bandwagon, so I need to do that first, but I definitely want to cover that. And I am way behind on these super chats. Okay, hang on a second. We got that one. Let me get caught up here. Okay, there we go. All right, Cody 5. Thank you so much. Hey Sam, any update on the Lawrence Beasley episode? I haven't planned it yet. I've got other stuff that I'm dealing with, but I will get to it as soon as I can. But I definitely want to talk about Lawrence Beasley. Lawrence Beasley is the reason we have so much information on the Titanic. Because for those of you who don't know, Lawrence Beasley was actually I cannot believe he was doing this. But while he was on board the Titanic, he was actually timing how long it was taking the ship to go down. So, I mean, we got so much information from Lawrence Beasley. So I definitely need to talk about that. Cody, thank you for the 5. I appreciate you. I super appreciate you. Caleb 5, thank you so much. Sam, have you heard of a man named Douglas Bader, a British pilot from World War II who entered the war with no legs? I'm guessing you mean to say champ, but no, I haven't. Douglas, seriously? A man fought in World War II with no legs? Hang on a second. Let me Google this. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate you, Caleb, and your history. There's your random history thing for every Sunday. Douglas Badger, group captain, was a Royal Air Force cadet during the Second World War. Okay, there's a whole big old article here on him, so I'll have to research it, but I will. Caleb, thank you for the 5. I appreciate you. Super appreciate it. Taylor, 5, thank you so much. Do you have a favorite ship that was built before the year 1900? A favorite ship that was built before 1900? I do like the oceanic class of ships, like the Atlantic. If you really want to go way back, probably the USS Constitution. If you want to go back. I don't know much about it, but I'll go with it. The USS Constitution. Thank you, Taylor, for the 5. Olivia, 10, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the content with Explain the Truth of Titanic. We all love you. Aaron, 1912. Wow. Okay, way to stab me in the chest, just like that, Olivia. We all love you, Aaron. Oh, this is Sam with Historic Travels. This is awkward. I guess you're great. Wow. Way to just stab me in the chest, Olivia. Olivia, thank you for the 10. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's see here. Uncover the News 5. Thank you so much. Of Titanic survivors, only one was Japanese. Masabumi Hosono. When he returned home, he was ridiculed and ostracized for not going down with the ship. Well, yes, and that is true. But there's also the thing, it wasn't the fact that he just survived. I think it was also how he survived. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that he just got into a lifeboat. Like, there was a lifeboat that was leaving, and he saw an empty seat, and he hopped in. And honestly, I don't get what's the point of, like tearing down somebody who just sees a lifeboat, it's leaving the Titanic, there's an empty seat. By you getting in that boat, you are not taking a seat away from a woman or child. You're just, if you don't get in that boat's going to leave with an empty seat. So, I mean, honestly, I don't see the problem with a man getting into that boat, Now, if he was taking a lifeboat, if he was taking a seat away from a woman or child, then I get the hate. But in the case of there's an empty seat, hop in. No woman or child is being left behind in that situation. I mean, honestly, I think anybody would get in a lifeboat in that situation. But it was because he survived that he was, and the way he got off the Titanic, that's why everybody kind of got on him for the disaster. But it's just one of those things. It's just, I don't think he deserves any hate in that situation. If he would have stolen a seat from a woman or child, that's different. But you get what I'm saying. But it's sad that they all got on him for that. I don't agree with that at all. I definitely don't agree with that. Thank you for the 5. Uncover the news. Okay, we got Gordon 5. Thank you so much. Oh, hey, Gordon, welcome back. Hey, Sam, I started a YouTube channel about the places to visit in South Southern byways. We'll see how it goes. Awesome, Gordon. Gordon, do me a favor and send it to my email, and I will check it out. And if you see me active on the Discord, just send it to me there. Oh, and for those of you who are wondering when the Britannic episode's coming out, I'm about halfway done with it. I've been working on it on and off all day. So I am planning to release that video probably Tuesday evening. So just stand by for that. I'm sorry, I really wanted to get it done last night, but just life happens and I just couldn't get all the way done with it. So, but it's coming along, and I'm very happy with how far along with how it's coming out. So let's see here. Gordon, good luck to you on your YouTube channel, and I'll be sure to check it out. Let's see. Battle 5, thank you so much. Hello and good morning from Australia. I have been here since 2,000 subs. Thank you so much, Battle. And thank you for the 5. I appreciate you. Hey, Battle, how are things going on in Australia? Have things calmed down at all there yet? Like, I have a buddy there. His name's Jordan, and same Jordan that works with Titanic Animations. And I haven't talked to him in a while, but he was telling me some crazy stories. I hope things calm down there. I'm praying for all of you. I hope things get better in Australia. It's absolutely insane what I've been seeing on the news. Immortal 10, thank you so much. There's a free game on Steam called Sinking Simulator where you put holes in side views of Titanic. I think it'd be interesting to see if you do a video on it and see if you can actually replicate the sinking. Immortal, I know all about it. I've played it. I have played it. It's on my computer right now. I guess I do need to do some live streams of maybe me playing some, or maybe do some videos of me playing ship games. I have made some videos where I was playing with Jesse Gillette. Me and him did some Stormworks videos, and we were working on getting a Sea of Thieves game together. But we are having some issues getting into the same lobby. I bought Sea of Thieves on the Microsoft Store. He bought it on Steam, and for some reason we can't get our games to connect, so we're working on that right now. But yeah, I'll definitely check that out, Immortal. I've checked it out, but I'm saying is I'll make a video on it. So, Immortal, thank you for the 10. I super appreciate you. Let's see here. Wait, Immortal. We got that one. And Sabrina. Hey, Sabrina. Haven't seen you in a while. How you been? I hope you and your family are doing okay. What if Titanic took longer to sink? Also, we went to the Titanic exhibition in Vegas, and it was amazing. We took plenty of pictures to send to you soon. Thank you so much, Sabrina. I can't wait to see it. So what if the Titanic took longer to sink? Well, it all depends on how long, But if it took it longer to sink, then it may have been a situation like the Republic, where another ship was able to get to the Titanic. And then, as I said earlier, for those of you who missed it, the whole reason that ships at the time didn't carry enough lifeboats was because lifeboats were considered as a means to ferry people from one ship to another. So Titanic's here, it's sinking. Here comes another ship to come and help. And then both ships lower and launch their lifeboats, and the lifeboats just go back and forth until they get all the people off. That's the whole idea. That was the reason why ships didn't carry enough lifeboats. It was not exclusive to Titanic. That's just something that's happened. That's a story that's gone around later. But that's what would have happened. They would have just ferried people back and forth. And if that had happened, it's quite possible the law on having enough lifeboats, everybody on board wouldn't have been changed until later. So, Sabrina, thank you for the 5. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to see those pictures. Seriously, the P.O. box, like I honestly can't get over all the support on that either. It's amazing. Caleb 20, thank you so much, Caleb. Sam, another Chad from history. Caleb, start a YouTube channel. Is Simo Haya from Finland. I don't think I said that right. During the Winter War, he was a sniper, and he has 500 confirmed kills using an iron sight. And if I remember correctly, he took a grenade to the face and lived. Holy crap. Holy crap. He sounds like the Violet Jessup of war, like Violet Jessup surviving the Olympic, the Titanic, and the Britannic. But that's crazy. I will definitely check that out. I'll definitely look him up. Caleb, start a YouTube channel, or we could even do a collab. Like we could pick Caleb. That's an idea. We could do one. You could pick a topic. You could pick one of your awesome history topics, and then we could work together and do a collaboration video. Caleb, that'd be really cool. That would be really cool. And you know what? You upload it. Like me and you could film it together, and you upload it to your channel, and that'd be a good way to get your channel going. Caleb, that'd be a lot of fun, man. I would really appreciate. I would love to do that with you. Josh 5, thank you so much. What's your thoughts if things turned out differently? Did the lose of binoculars play a big part in the crow's nest? What's your thoughts if things turned out differently? Did the loss of the binoculars play a big part in the crow's nest? No, it did not. So here's the thing. Binoculars are useful to pick out objects that are far away. Like if you're looking, so let's say you're on the Titanic, it's sailing along, and you see something way out on the horizon. So you use binoculars to study whatever you're looking at. Binoculars aren't really useful in spotting things. You first want to see it with the naked eye, at least during the nighttime. So basically what you have to do on the night of the Titanic hit the berg, as the ship was sailing along, the best way to spot an iceberg, because what you have to remember is when you're at the ocean at night, it is as black as all get out there. You can't see a thing. So the best way to spot something like an iceberg is to spot the shape of the iceberg on the horizon. So basically you're looking for the black mass of the iceberg blocking the stars or blocking out the horizon. That's what you're looking for to find it. So if you're using binoculars, suddenly instead of having full field of view like you do, like if you're looking out with your naked eye, all of a sudden you have a very narrow view. And then all you can see through these binoculars is just black. So in my opinion, it'd be more difficult to spot it, at least in the conditions that they were facing that night. During the daytime, it might have helped a bit, but at nighttime in that situation, no, it wouldn't have played any difference. Miss Yarn 20, thank you so much. You mentioned visiting Halifax. There are multiple graveyards with Titanic victims. The curling rink, hang on. You mentioned visiting Halifax. There are multiple graveyards with Titanic victims. The curling links where they're housed the bodies, and the funeral home is still business. Lots of Halifax explode. Wait, hey, I'm not following. You mentioned visiting Halifax. I did. There are multiple graveyards with Titanic victims and curling rinks where they house the bodies. Oh, okay, I see. And the funeral home is still in business. Lots of Halifax explosion stuff, plus the Atlantic. I cannot wait to visit Halifax. I absolutely cannot wait. That's somewhere I really do want to come and visit. I think I'm going to come next summer. That is my idea. I'm going to come and visit Halifax next summer, and I'm probably going to stay about a week. That is my goal. That is my intention. Thank you so much for the 20 yarn. Thank you for telling me. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make an announcement in my community page, or I may make a video when I'm coming to Halifax. And, I'll try to do like a meetup. If anybody there wants to meet me and help show me around, help me film locations, I would love to meet a lot. I've talked to a lot of people in Halifax, and I would love to meet all of you. And if anybody knows how I can get out to what is it? Is it Mars Island? Mars Island, where the Atlantic went down. I would love to go out there and see the Golden Rule Rock. I would love to go out there and see that. Thank you for the 20, Yarn. I appreciate you. Olivia 5, thank you so much. Can you explain how ships' wireless systems worked back then? Like how Morse code transmits to other ships? I don't know all the details. Like, I'm not an expert in that stuff at all, but the way I understand it is you send a spark. So basically there's the system generates a spark, and it's that spark that is transmitted out. And it's not like today where you have an internet signal you can transmit. It's the more power you are feeding into the system, the farther the signal can go. That's why that throughout the entire sinking of the Titanic, some ships could hear the Titanic, but others couldn't. So like initially, Cape Race could hear the Titanic's distress call, but as the sinking of the Titanic was continuing, all of a sudden Cape Race can't hear it. So it became a situation where Cape Race was actually, I don't know if it was Cape Race, but it was somebody. They were asking other ships, like, can you hear the Titanic? Is it still there? And then ships like the Carpathia, who were closer and could still hear the Titanic, would be like, yeah, she's still there. We can still hear her. So that's as much as I can tell you. As far as more specifics than that, I don't know all those details. But that's essentially it. You generate a spark, and then the more power that went into it, the further the signal can go. And atmospheric conditions also played a part in that. I believe, and don't quote me on this, but it's something that I remember hearing. I believe that there was a guy in Chicago who was experimenting with a new type of wireless and a new type of wireless system. And supposedly he picked up the Titanic's distress call from Chicago. That's way out of range of the Titanic. So who knows? I don't know if it's true or not, but that is something that I heard before. And here we go again. Here's Caleb. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate you. Thank you for the 5, Olivia. Caleb says, Sam, have you heard of the band called Sabaton? They are a Swedish power metal band that takes history and turns it into music. I have not, but I'm definitely going to look that up. Hang on. Let me go ahead and put that up. You know what? I'm not going to put that on the list. Let's see. I'm going to actually bring up Sabaton. Let's see if that pulls up something in my YouTube feed. Holy crap. Let's see. Yes, I just found the band. Wow, that's cool. The Christmas Truce, Bismarck, Defense of Moscow, Steel Commanders, The Attack of Deadman, The Last Stand, The Great War, The Red Baron. This is awesome. Okay, I'm definitely going to listen to these. Thank you so much, Caleb. Thank you for the 5. I'm going to go listen to this after the stream's over. Blondin, finally back from COVID. You had COVID, Blonde? Oh, yeah, I think you did mention that you got it. Are you okay? I hope you're doing well, man. It looks like you're doing well. I'm glad you're feeling better, Blondin. My first question in a while. Welcome back. If Titanic made it to World War I, do you think she would have been a troop ship or a hospital ship? Good question. Actually, in my research with Britannic, they actually decided to pull, it was in May of 1915 when the Admiralty contacted Harland and Wolff and told them that we were going to need the Britannic, because initially the Admiralty didn't consider using large ships like the Britannic or the Olympic in naval use because they thought they were too big and too expensive to operate. And that whole idea came from the whole Lusitania and Mauritania, because part of the deal that Cunard had with the British government when these ships were built, they wanted these ships to be able to be used as armed merchant cruisers. But then in testing, they discovered that the fuel requirements for these ships, it was too great. And these ships weren't practical to use as armed merchant ships. That's one reason why the Lusitania continued her services as a passenger liner even after the outbreak of World War I. Not the only reason, but it is a factor. But the Lusitania and the Mauritania even had places built into the deck where they could put guns in them. So the Lusitania and the Mauritania were built with the hull of a warship, but they just weren't practical. So at least at the time. So and then as the war spread over into the Eastern Mediterranean, that's in May of 1915, the British Admiralty started pulling other ships like the Mauritania and the Britannic. That's when all those started up. So if she was involved in that, I'd say she'd either be a hospital ship or a troop ship. It just depends on what the Admiralty's needs were at the time, That's how all that would have went down. Great question, Blonde. Thank you for the 5, and I hope you feel better, man. I'm glad you're feeling better. Stephen 10, thank you so much, Stephen. Appreciate it. No question. Stephen, I wish you would have asked a question, man. Thank you. Let's see. Are we all caught up on the super chats? Holy crap, I think we got all caught up. You mentioned visiting Halifax. I think we are all caught up on the super chats. Nice. I don't think I missed anything either. Awesome. Let's see here. All right, so we are getting close to the 1 hour mark. So I think I'm going to get ready to start the Q&A. Sabrina, 5, thank you so much. Ben and Zach have another question. Hi, Ben. Hi, Zach. I hope y'all are well. We were watching Titanic with Mom and Dad. How did the engineers keep the lights on till the ship split? Hi. Okay, so here's basically what happened. Not all of the ship's boiler rooms were abandoned, So as the Titanic was going down, boiler room 4 didn't flood until right around 2 a.m. So most of the boiler rooms still like further back, those didn't flood until later. So they were able to keep boiler rooms 4, 3. Hang on, I think I missed something. Steven sent. Oh, hang on. Steven sent a 210 super chat. One had a question. Hang on a second. Let me get to that. Sabrina, I'll answer your question in just a second. Oh, there he is, Steven. Steven 10. I missed the 10. Steven, there you are. Sabrina, I'll finish your question in just a second. Steven says, hi, Sam. There is a ship north of Toronto called the RMS Seguin. It is a coal-burning, reciprocating engine steamship. Still does summer cruises. Located. Are you serious? Seriously? Oh my gosh. Okay, it has the reciprocating engine. Okay, I have to see that. Oh my gosh. If I could do a video on that, can you imagine how cool that would be if I could make a video and be in the reciprocating engine room and see that big engine like that? Like, oh, that would be so cool. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Oh, here it is. The RMS Seguin, oldest operating steam-driven vessel in North America, built in 1887. Holy crap. Okay, this is so cool. All right, I'm adding this to the list right now. RMS Seguin. Wait, what's happening? RMS SEG. Hang on. SEGU. Okay, got it. Oldest operating steamship. All right, I'm going to check this out. That would be so cool if I could do a video on that. Steven, thank you for the 10. I super appreciate you. All right, and located in Ontario. All right, I'm going to check that out. All right, thank you for the 10 again. All right, back to it. So here's the thing, Sabrina. As the sinking of the Titanic was continuing, a lot of the men working in the boiler room and in the engine room, they were released. But Joseph Bell, the Titanic's chief engineer, said that he needed steam for the pumps and everything, and he asked as many men as would volunteer. Excuse me. He asked if any men would volunteer, could you stay behind and help me keep pressure going? Help me keep the pressure up, help me keep the steam going, because he needed all that. So there were men who stayed behind in the Titanic's boiler rooms and kept shoveling coal and kept doing what they could, right up to the end. And what you have to remember, of the Titanic's boiler rooms of the 6 boiler rooms, only boiler room 1 was never lit. Boiler room 1, located near the behind the third funnel, all the other boiler rooms were lit. Boiler room 1 wasn't. So that means boiler rooms 4, 3, and 2 were still active all the way up through the sinking. Boiler room 4 flooded at 2, and then boiler room 3, it probably flooded right before the break happened. So there was always some steam being provided. And even I'd highly doubt that men stayed in there all the way through the sinking. I'm sure that the men abandoned those rooms very close to the end, but still, it takes time for the steam pressure to run down. So that was also a factor. It's not like today where fuel cuts off of a generator, the power just goes out. When they stop shoveling coal and the heat slowly starts to wear out or cool off, the engine and stuff would just slowly start to run down. That's why the lights on the Titanic started to glow red as the sinking continued. And you can't forget about the men who are actually in the engine room, because throughout the sinking, there are reports of the breakers. Like the water was tripping breakers all the time. And the men in the engine room were constantly pushing the breakers and putting them back into place to deal with that. So, I mean, there were men in there who knew they weren't going to get out. They knew by staying that they were going to die. They were men who were motivated by duty above all else. And Archie Frost was in the engine room that night, and he was one of the members of the guarantee group. And at one point during the sinking, Thomas Andrews, the ship's builder, went down into the engine room and told Archie Frost, the ship does not have much time to live. And if you stay here, you will die. And Archie Frost said, we will stay here as long as we need to be here. I mean, just think about that. I mean, those men, everybody likes to talk about the officers who were on the boat deck, but if those men hadn't stayed at their post with the boilers, if those men hadn't stayed in the engine room, it's because of them that so many people escaped. I mean, think about how much worse it would have been if the Titanic lost power immediately or within the first hour. They couldn't have launched the distress call. They couldn't have launched the lifeboats, or it would have been hard to in the pitch black. But yeah, there you go. That's how it all happened, Sabrina. Thank you for the 5, and tell your boys I said hi. I really appreciate them being fans. All right, hang on a second. And here come more super chats while I'm still talking. Olivia 5, thank you so much. Why another theory? New theory, Sam. Is Aaron 1912? Hang on. Sam is Aaron 1912. He is saying that the V break didn't happen just to make people go to his videos and get more viewers and believers. Is he saying that the V break didn't happen? Do you mean did happen or did? Because he claims the V break did happen. He is saying that the V break didn't happen just to make people go to his videos and get more views and believers. Is he claiming that the V break? There's a storm coming. Is he claiming that the V break didn't happen? I haven't heard him taking or coming back on his claims or anything. But here's the deal. There are people out there like a certain YouTube channel with a glowing light bulb, bright side, who like to make videos and clickbait people. You know, an explosion sunk the Titanic or whatever other bull crap they say, you know, and it's clickbait. You know, people just making videos to get views. That's all they care about. They don't care about they don't care about twisting history as long as they get views. And I think Aaron 1912 is like that. So I don't know. If he's coming back on his claims, maybe he is just trying to get views. Thank you for the 5, Olivia. Random 5, thank you so much. Have you looked at the dry dock submissions? Is that something on is that the drawing thing that's going on my Discord? If that's a thing, if that's the drawing competition on my Discord, just you have to bear with me. I feel bad that I'm not 100% certain what you're talking about, but it's very hit or miss when I show up on Discord and see things. You know, I hear about things in passing, but I'm not crazy active on Discord. So I heard there was a drawing competition going on, and I have been meaning to check that out. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. But it's very hit or miss if you catch me on Discord because I come and go a lot and I'm not always active with all the events that are going on. But as far as all the drawings, I haven't seen many of them, but I'll try to be active tonight, and I'll go in and check them out a little bit later. Sunday nights are a good night to usually try to catch me because I'm usually online then. But yeah, I'm not as active on Discord as I'd like to be, so I'll check it out. Thank you so much, Random. Thank you for the 5. Bio 10, thank you so much. No question though. Wish you would ask the question, Bio, but thank you for the donation. I appreciate you. Joshua 6, thank you so much. Sam, do you know the story of Arthur Priest? He was on board the Olympic, Titanic, and Britannic and survived the sinking of 2 other ships in World War. Wait, what? Actually, maybe I did, as I do remember there was 2 Titanic survivors on the Britannic. Was that him? It was Violet Jessup and one other person, I believe. I heard that before. Was it Arthur Priest? Let's see. English fireman Stoker. Let's see here. Arthur Priest was the English fireman Stoker who was notable for surviving 5 He survived 5 ship sinkings. What the heck? Including RMS Titanic, HMHS Austracious, RMS Alcatara, HMHS Britannic, SS Donjel. Due to these incidents, Priest gained the name the Unsinkable Stoker. And I thought Violet Jessup was bad. I didn't know him by name, but I did hear there was another Titanic survivor on the Britannic. I'm going to actually look him up. Arthur Priest. Okay, I'm going to look him up and do a video on him. That's going on the list. Man who survived 5 ship sinkings, including Titanic and Britannic. All right, I got it. Thank you so much for the 5. I appreciate you. Thank you for telling me all about that, Joshua. First Officer William Murdoch. Murdoch! Pleasure to meet you, sir. Hey, Sam, in your opinion, do you think that Lightoll's actions during Dunkirk make up for his blunders on the Titanic? Here's the thing. So, hang on a second. Was there... Okay, there's 2 more super chats there. So here's the thing about Lightoller. I 110% disagree with his actions on the Titanic on the night of the sinking, you know. But at the same time, I don't think he was a bad guy. He just got this whole military, you know, men do the honorable thing, stay behind, women and children only. He got carried away with that, you know. The right way to interpret Captain Smith's orders were women and children first, but if there were no women and children around, let men on. There is no reason to not let men into a lifeboat, especially if there's empty seats, you know, like, so anyway. But all I'm saying is Murdoch, Lightoller definitely dropped the ball there, and that was definitely the wrong thing to do. But my point is, he wasn't trying to be evil or bad or anything. It was just his mindset. You know, he had it, men do the honorable thing, men stay. Men do this. Let the women and children go. Be honorable. That was just his mindset. He didn't think it. I don't get it. It was just his thinking. I'm guessing it was just I guess it's just the way he thought at the time. So whatever, you get my point. So he definitely made bad calls that night, but we can't forget that he did save a lot of lives. He did save lives. So you got to remember that as well. And it's not like he abandoned the Titanic. He stayed on the ship and followed his own principles. He didn't leave the ship until the ship left him. So he definitely made the wrong call with that, but I'm not going to say he's bad. He's not a bad guy. That I hope I'm making sense here. But anyway, and as far as his actions during Dunkirk, he was just trying to do his duty. He was trying to save lives. He was trying to do as much as he can to save as many people as possible with Dunkirk. And I think in his mind on the Titanic, as far as I'm talking about his mental capacity on the night of the sinking, I think he thought he was doing his duty and he was doing it the best he could at the time, but he took the orders wrong. That's for darn sure. But that's the thing. I think his mindset with Dunkirk was exactly the same as his mindset with the Titanic. So that's my opinion on that. I hope I made sense with that. Officer Murdoch, thank you so much for the 5. Alfie 2, thank you so much. Samuel, have you heard of a ship called Daniel Adamson? Daniel Adamson, a ship called Daniel. Let's see. I'm not really sure. Let's do a Google and see what this is. It was a ship. Let's see. Daniel, you said ship or was it a person? Have you heard of a ship called? It actually pulled up a man. Daniel Adamson was an engineer who became a successful manufacturer of boilers. I don't see a ship here. Wait, National Historic Ships was constructed. Oh, here we go. Let's see here. I'm guessing this is what you're talking about. Daniel Adamson is a vessel, the National Historic Fleet. Looks like a small ship, like a freight ferry or something like that. I don't know anything about that though, but I'll definitely look into it, Alfie. Thank you so much. Chippers 5, thank you so much. Hi, Sam. With there being so much concern with climate change, do you think it could be more environmentally friendly to start transatlantic travel? Oh boy. To be quite honest with you, I don't know that much. As far as the whole climate change stuff, there's a lot of things we could do that could help out the environment more and everything like that. But ultimately, here's the deal. It needs to be a global effort, which I know that's what they're trying to do, but it has to be something that we as a people can work together to do. And I'll never forget, for those of you who don't know, back in 2018, I visited China. I was in Beijing for about 5 or 6 days. And seriously, the level of smog there was absolutely unreal. I could not get over how bad the air quality was in Beijing. So, it needs to be a combined effort. Everybody needs to do everything they can. And companies need to make better efforts, world leaders do better, and it needs to be something that we all work on together to try to fix the environment and stop climate change. That's my opinion on that. You know what I mean? And I don't know what the fuel usage would be between transatlantic ships and airplanes and stuff like that. I feel like ships would use more fuel because it'd take longer. But anyway, it'd be something that everybody would have to work on and figure out together. Chippers, thank you for the 5. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Ozzy, Sam, it's Thor. I want my hammer. I don't have your hammer, Thor. All right, everybody. So we're way over the 1 hour mark. I completely lost track of time. All right, let's do this one last super chat, and then we're going to switch over and do the Q&A. This live stream ran long tonight. Okay, here, Blondin 10, thank you so much. An unlikely scenario, okay, but say on the off chance that a floating dry dock was being moved across the ocean and close to the Titanic during the sinking, do you think they could have done a sea repair? Okay, I love the creativity with your question. Probably not, probably not. I don't know that much about how they would do that, but just given the way that the ship was going down and the listings and everything like that, I don't know how they would. Maybe if they had a way to get those collision mats, these big mat things they put on the side of the ship where the water pressure holds it against the hull. Maybe if they had a way to slow the flooding, maybe. I mean, definitely not under the circumstances that the Titanic was facing that night, but maybe if there was a repair barge or whatever floating beside Titanic, the ship hit a berg and they could react immediately. I don't know, maybe. Wow, that's a big what if. Blondin, thank you for the 10. I appreciate you, but it'd definitely be challenging, but maybe possible. Blondin, thank you for the 10. All right, everybody, we are now going to do the Q&A. Is everybody ready? Everybody ready for the Q&A tonight? I've got hard questions ready to go. I've got difficult questions. I took time and I wrote stuff down. We are ready to go, all right? So, all right, we're going to start off easy. I'm going to ask a couple of easy questions first. All right, so here's what we're going to do. And now remember the rules, guys. So when I ask a question, you do not answer it until I hit the table. Until you hear the sound of the table hit, you do not, I know, I'll fix the slow mode, but you do not answer the question until I hit the table. If you answer it early, I will not count it. I will not count it. So that's what I'm going to do here. So remember that, guys. All right, I'm going to disable the slow mode right now, and no spam, please. All right, there we go. Please don't use Google. As soon as I hit the table, actually, better idea. I'm going to make it more official. To make it more official, I am going to use my iPad's Morse code key. So that's what I'm going to do. So when you hear the beep, test real quick. Can you all hear this? Can you all hear that beep? Can you all hear that okay? And don't worry, I'm blocking the Lusitania guy. Can you guys hear the beep? Barely. Yes, yes, yes. Is it good? It's a bit muted, but yes. All right, never mind. I'm just going to do the table thing then. I'm just going to do the table thing. It's very quiet. All right. That's as loud as I can make the iPad, so I'm just going to do that. Just going to do the table. All right. Very first question. Here we go. The very first question, this is an easy one. Who is the captain of the Lusitania? What is the name of the captain of the Lusitania on the voyage the ship sank? Who is the captain of the Lusitania on the voyage the ship sank? Ready, set, go. Riley got it. Turner. Riley got it first. Turner. Captain Turner. That's it. You all thought I was going to say Titanic, didn't you? All right. Turner. Jordan, Lusitania, it'll be unblocked. Hang on a second. I don't think I can. Yeah, it'll have to time out. It's a 300-second timeout, so it'll wear out in 300 seconds. All right, next question. Let's see here. I'm pulling questions that aren't on my list first, so we'll see here. We'll see. All right. Who can name all 3 ships of the Olympic class? Put them in the same question. Who can, the winner of this question, name all 3 ships of the Olympic class? Ready, set, go. Jack got it first. Olympic, Titanic, and it's not Britannic. Olympic, Titanic, Britannic. Awesome. Good job. All right. Jack got it first. All right. We're going to do one more easier one. And then we're going to switch it up, and I'm going to pull from my list of difficult questions. All right. What were the names of the 2 wireless operators on the Titanic, and which one survived the sinking? So I want the names of the 2 wireless operators on the Titanic, and which one survived the sinking. Ready, set, go. I'm waiting. All right, we got, let's see, Harold, Bride, and Jack. Bride, Phillips, Jack, but I don't see. All right, hang on. Here we go. Let's see. Jordan, Jack Phillips, and Harold Bride survive. So I'm guessing you said Harold Bride, Jack Phillips, Bride survive. Harold Bride. Okay. I'm going to give this to Jordan and Maritime History. Good job. All right. Maritime History. I don't know if you're going to be able to get this one, man. So in Maritime History, if you get this, I'm going to be surprised. Well, actually, probably not. All right. What was the name? This is my list, guys. What was the name of the passenger on the Titanic who claimed to hear Ismay and Smith talking in the Titanic's reception room about the Titanic arriving in New York a day early? What is the name of the passenger on the Titanic who was sitting in the reception room and claimed to hear Ismay and Smith talking about the Titanic arriving in New York early? Ready, set, go. This is a tough one. I had to look this one up. A random first class. Nobody's got it yet. Nope. Dang it. Nope, but nobody's got it. I thought this was a tough one. Some rich snob. Crap. Nope, it wasn't. Rose wasn't real. Joe, some guy. Did I trip all of you up? I tripped all of you up. Nice. It was a person. I can't remember her name. Does everybody give up? I cannot believe I finally tripped up you guys. I'm actually really happy right now. I cannot believe I finally, I had to look this up. All right, everybody gives up. The name is a pastor. Her name was Elizabeth Lyons. That was her name. Elizabeth Lyons. I finally tripped you all up. Elizabeth Lyons was the woman who claimed to hear maritime history. I got you. I got you. I'm so pumped. All right. I told you I could find some difficult questions. I told you guys I could. All right. Number 2, and I'm sure some of you guys will figure this out. What was the slang term for the men who worked in the Titanic's boiler room? So it wasn't an official title, but the men were called this because they were covered in coal dust. What was the slang term for the men who worked in the Titanic's boiler room? Ready, set, go. Ready? Let's see here. There it is. Hang on. Okay, we got it. Zach Gurrow, the Black Gang. Yep, that's right. It was the Black Gang. You got that right. It was because they were covered in coal dust and stuff. So it was a slang term. They were called the Black Gang from the coal dust and stuff like that. Cool. Good job. I figured you all would get this one. All right, I've got another difficult one here. I have got another JG3. You got it right. I saw you, but you answered the question before I hit the table, so I didn't count it. You have to wait until I hit the table before you answer it, or I don't count it. So that's how it goes. All right, here we go. This is going to be a tough one. Who was the outside foreman at the Harland and Wolff shipyard and joined the Titanic as part of the Guarantee Group? Repeating the question again. Who was the outside foreman at the Harland and Wolff shipyard and he joined the Titanic as part of the Guarantee Group? Ready, set, go. Let's see who gets this right. No clue. Riley, Archie Frost. All right, Riley got it. Good job. Riley got it. Yep, it was Frost. Archie Frost. Good job. Archie Frost. Good job. All right. Nice work. Okay, and I've got one more for you. All. This last question is, what was the name of there was a Titanic passenger who wrote a book called How a Woman Can Get Along Successfully in Life Without a Man. It was a bestseller, and this was how she was traveling first class on the Titanic. What was this passenger's name? Ready, set, go. What was the name of this passenger? This is a tough one. If somebody gets this one right. Nope. I've never heard of her. I don't know. Question mark. This is a tough one. This is probably one of the toughest questions. Nope. I don't see it yet. Let's see. Sounds like something Brown. Nope, it wasn't her. Oh. Okay, Captain Mikey's got the first name. Helen something. Helen. You need the last name. You need the last name. Her first name's Helen. I'm impressed. I saw that. Nope. No. This is a brutal question. Yes. Nope. I don't see it yet. All right. Does everybody give up? Nope. Lol. Wow, I tripped you all up twice tonight. I'm proud of myself. All right, that's it. Her name was Helen Candy. That was her name. All right, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. So I tripped you all up twice tonight. I'm proud of that. All right, everybody. Well, hey, I'm going to go ahead and close out the live stream for tonight. That was a lot of fun. We went extra long tonight, an hour and 20 minutes. Wow. This was an awesome live stream, and I will prepare more questions for everybody next week. I will prepare more questions. This was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed really challenging you guys. All right, everybody. Well, hey, thank you all so much for tuning in to this awesome live stream tonight. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for the awesome Q&A. This was so much fun. And everybody, y'all keep doing what you're doing. Y'all are awesome. And I will post a link to the Discord in the community page. And I'm shooting to release Britannic episode 2 on Tuesday evening. All right, everybody. Well, hey, y'all stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night, everybody, and thank you for tuning in.